So my role is I'm a co-founder with Houston White. We conjured this concept called the Minnesota Harvest Initiative a year ago, and this summer we are initiating a campaign called Fathering Forward, which is really a response to where we are as a community around issues of economic participation and education. So that's how I'm involved in the project. Um, Houston and I work hand in hand. Uh, we're sort of the two creative forces behind things, and we're very excited about what we've accomplished this summer. We have some fellows that are working with us in community, beginning to develop momentum with a network of barbershops, and we are in the planning stages of something called Seven Brothers Testing the Waters, which you'll be hearing more about later in the summer.
So, why are you personally invested in creating this conversation in the Black community about education of parents?
Sure. My personal investment is because I'm a black man, and I am a result of an entire community supporting me as a kid getting through school, and certainly college and graduate school. And I've had the privilege of raising a child and supporting many other students and young people as they progress. Um, I have the time to do it and the passion for education. I think that education leads to the ability to participate in the economy, and if you don't have the education, you can't participate in the economy. One comes before the other. So yeah, it's a critical part of what I spend my time on now, and will for the rest of my life.
I know that you have a daughter that older now, but went through both public and private school systems. Tell us a little bit about the transition with her from one to the other and back and forth.
Well, the transition was very tough. Uh, my daughter started off in private school, and we made a decision to shift to public schools for a couple of years there. Um, the biggest difference was the attention, uh, and and the other thing was the I had to deal with the teachers very differently than I had to deal with at her private school. I had to come in at least two or three times during the year to either intervene or to explain something or to get clarification. But the biggest issue for her was teachers not really understanding what her life was like as an only child of two parents that traveled all over the world. I took her to England to because she had read all of Beatrix Potter's work, and her teacher told her she was a liar. That when she was telling her friends she was going, and it wasn't until we actually went and came back, and then I had to visit with the teacher. But for any teacher to accuse a child of lying because they either have an imagination or they're telling the truth, I had a problem with. So because even if the child was making up the story, I would want to explore what was underneath that story as opposed to choosing. So I would say attention to detail, professionalism, and the capacity to really manage a classroom. Because if their fifth grade was a total wash, three girls took control of the class at the beginning of the year, and they kept it up. So
So, you said that this initiative is a partnership between you and Houston.
yes,
For you personally, though, what do you hope comes from this initiative and
at,
having these
well
conversations?
at some point, and I'd say October is a big point, and December is a big point, and then of course the upcoming election season for school board. But at some point, I want to see 100 black men activated and active in advocating for their kids and advocating for all kids, particularly kids of color. And we're well on our way thanks to some of the work that our fellows have done this summer and some of the focus groups that we're going to do. And then our big event we're going to do in October. Um, we believe that the only way change is going to happen in the state of Minnesota is by way of the parents, and not one parent at a time. We're talking a coalition of hundreds of parents who have been activated and know how to navigate the political systems that will get folks' attention and make some of the changes that have to be made. Legislatures can't do it on their own, and it really has to be parents. And so this is all about equipping parents, but first we listen to parents first.
Wonderful. Well, we thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Good to see you all.